Hello noble ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking. Now this is just a shorter video that I've decided to make while I'm working on the actual big historical videos that they took almost 10 days to make. So in the meantime I thought it would be interesting to stick one, so we're going to discuss the actual pronunciation of his name in Latin, because I noticed that there were some comments in the comments and questions in the comment section of these two. For the name of the Roman consul. The name has actually three possible pronunciations, and it's important that we understand how to use them. Because I noticed that a lot of guides on the internet are wrong. I have read quite a few blogs on this, and I've noticed some people saying, but my teacher said it's pronounced like this, and my teacher said it's pronounced like that. So let's clarify this very quickly. Now, it depends what pronunciation you want to use. You can pronounce it Scipio, you can pronounce it Scipio, and you can pronounce it Scipio. Now, if you have good ear, you will have noticed that out of these three, the first one is the most Anglophone sounding or English sounding one. And the reason for that is because it's English. That's how you say it in English. You say Scipio. You don't say, so that's not Latin. So if your teacher has taught you to pronounce it that way, he's wrong, pronunciation is concerned. We understand that it's most likely the way how Romans pronounced things at the time. So we're talking about ancient pronunciation. And in this case, the name of the general Wood pronunciation is closer to how the Romans actually did pronounce things at the time. However, the ecclesiastical pronunciation, so the other way of pronouncing it, which is still Latin, but kind of modern Latin because it's ecclesiastical Latin, it would be Scipio. So the SC, reason being, so not S like in Scipio, it's Scipio if you want to use ecclesiastical pronunciation. And that's because modern Latin, meaning ecclesiastical Latin, which is different from modern Latin, but ecclesiastical Latin is severely influenced by Italian pronunciation. And I'm Italian. In Italian, S plus C is sh. As a matter of fact, if I were teaching this same thing about the Punic Wars to Italians, I would use Scipio and all the ecclesiastical pronunciations related, like Latium, etc., rather instead of Scipio and Latium, etc. But considering that my audience is rather international, I will use classical pronunciation. So this was just to be clear.